Hey everybody, I received a pretty interesting comment. This was the question. So I want to talk about task response because I did respond to this student, and thank you for asking me this question. You guys can ask questions and comments too, but I didn't do a good job in explaining what I meant. And this is a common mistake. It is the task response mistake in CELPIP writing and in speaking. The examiners can easily say, we don't feel that you have answered the question. And this is why some examiners will give you 8 and you apply for reevaluation and you will get a 10 or 11 from another examiner. So we're going to understand why this task response varies so much. It varies because, of course, every human thinks of subjects differently, but there are ways to avoid it. So we're going to look at that. The question is a very good one, and you guys should have the same question too. The student said, since the part 1 question is how to, she's talking about giving advice in part 1 speaking, how to cook. And she said, if I say, make sure wash the meat, you need to put more oil, make sure to close the oven. Are these okay for this topic? I feel the direction of my approach is different with yours. So I said, you can say that, but make sure to include complex vocabulary and not just plain description. So I'm going to explore that more in this video, but if I see this as an examiner, I'm looking at a list. So she's saying, do this, do this, do this. It's simple sentences. It's basically actions. It's verbs. Do this action and then that action. So it does not show me a variety of expressions. It doesn't show me unique English being used. It doesn't show me different examples or range of sentences, examples, and it just lacks description. So I'm going to say it's going to score 6. It's very basic. And you as the student would say, why? I mean, there's no mistake here, right? Well, let's look at a few more sentences that will have the same fate, okay? This sentence, these are common sentences that I see from students, okay? So this could be writing or speaking. Now, assuming this is part 2 of your writing, where you talk about why you should not build a shopping mall, this is a very common reason I see. There are many shopping malls already, so we should not build new ones. Hence, I don't support a new shopping mall. Do you guys think it's a good task response? If you said yes, it's incorrect. This is not a good task response because there is no reasoning behind it. And we're going to talk about reasoning. This whole video is very important because we're going to talk about a list and a lot of things. So first, I'm going to tell you that this reason is not deep enough. A reason should be deep enough that it explores the why behind it, the reasoning behind it. So if I just say that we have malls, that's why we don't need more, this is not a good description for the examiner. The task response marks will be taken away. So it's better if you say, there are many shopping malls already leading to people becoming shopaholics and spending money they don't have, leading to extra credit and added stress on families. Therefore, we shouldn't have a mall. Okay, and if my description is too long, which it's not because the body has a lot of word limit, but if it is, then I'm going to avoid the conclusion. You don't need to have a conclusion after every point. You have a conclusion paragraph, and if you haven't seen the structure, the conclusion paragraph, intro, and so on, check it out in our templates video that is in the description, by the way. So you can also search HZad Education Writing Speaking Templates so you can see the structure. But you can see we got to give our reasons, not just a simple explanation, but rationale behind it in more depth. Let's look at another one. We should not build a fitness center for employees since the people in the office are already very fit. In this case, there is a bigger explanation. There is a reason since the people in the office are already very fit. But again, it is very basic. It's just a few words. You are given a word limit of 180 to 200. Why aren't you writing more? This looks like also a deliberate attempt by you to not say more words because examiners know, students do that to avoid getting bad marks on grammar. The more you write, the more you're going to be marked, right? So they should be explained. Since people are already very fit, I mean, I don't think it's a good reason, but if you want to explain this, you could say they're already very fit because they have memberships from nearby gyms and they are regular customers at least 5 times a week, something like that, to explain this more. So these kinds of explanations, in this case, it's not that the person has not explained the rationale behind it, it's just it's not enough. The length is not enough, okay? In this one, the problem was there was no rationale. Now, let's go to the third one. Maybe you will like this. Is this better? Let's see. You should make sure to listen to your parents' advice. They know what's best for you, and they can help you choose the best career path. So this could be better. What do you guys think? Is this okay? Because there's a rationale provided. Now, I'm going to say for 20% of the examiners, I know CELPIP examiners, for 20% of them, it's going to be okay. 80% of them, no. Most of the time, they want to ask more reasoning and they want more detail behind it. So for most, it's not. Because, and for me too, I'm going to say it's not. So I'm going to say, okay, this is not explained. They know what's best for you. How? What makes them know? I mean, of course, they're parents, right? So you'll give me that answer, but it should still be explained. Even the most common and obvious thing should be explained. And then you can add this conclusion as long as you define this properly. And all you have to do is add a few words. Given their double experience in life, going through tough and good times, they know what's best and they can help you choose the best career path. So I didn't change much here. I just added a few words to explain this better. Whenever you're in doubt if I have done enough or not, do more. Okay, it's always better to do more. And basically what I have done in all these sentences is I have asked myself why. You got to focus on why. If you say that parents know what's best for you, why? Because they have the years of experience. People are already very fit because they work out in nearby gyms, and we shouldn't have many shopping malls. I mean, I just didn't like this reason, but in this case, I would just make another reason, because if you have a lot of shopping malls, it's already a why, and it's not a good enough one. It doesn't explain much. So whatever your why is, it should be explained in good enough words that you can say, okay, this is the cause, and this is the reason, and this is why this should be the effect. Okay? As long as you can master why, you will not have an issue with task response. Let's also look at the forbidden items that will also hurt your task response. One is lists. Doctors are notorious for this, okay? I've had people go to the exams and say, well, this should not happen because it will create diseases like, and then the whole paragraph is a list of diseases that they know because they're doctors. And you will get 0 marks for that because it's a list. It doesn't show your range of vocab, doesn't show your tenses, punctuation, adjectives, adverbs, connectors. Examiners are looking at how you can define things beautifully with range of vocab, with why, with examples and descriptions. And if you make lists like, I went yesterday and I bought apple, apricots, pineapples, all of this. If you make a long list, more than 2 to 3 items, you're going to lose marks, okay? Because you're repeating yourself and you're doing the easy way out. In this case, I felt the student was doing the same thing. Make sure to do this, need to do this, need to do this. Don't make lists. Keep the items small, like 2 items in a list, but then describe them more, okay? Same verb tense. Now, if you are giving suggestions, for example, and you're saying, make sure to do this, just like that student, and also make sure to do this, but make sure to also do this. So in all sentences, I'm saying make sure, okay? Another case would be, I'm saying that getting a good job will be helpful for you, getting a degree will be helpful for you, getting your immigration will be helpful, getting. All right, same verb tense in writing and speaking, you will lose marks again because it is not giving you a range of vocab. It might be okay for the task response, but it's again the same tone that you have. You need to show the examiner different versatile tone and techniques. Same thing with the conclusion tone, and I don't mean here using the same connectors. Of course, that's forbidden. You cannot say therefore, but it's the conclusion tone. For example, you say, you should try to explore more options. This will allow you to do this. And then you should also do this. This will allow you to do this. This will allow you to do this. And you do this 3 to 4 times over 90 seconds of speaking, or in 200 words. More than 2 is not good. Remember that. Even more than 1, it's better you change it after usage of one specific phrase, word, or tone. So change it. So instead of saying the same thing, for example, if you are saying this will allow you, the next time you can say, given that you have these benefits, you can do this. Or the next time you can say, hence, you will get to da-da-da-da-da. All right, so different versions of this will allow you to. Don't use the same conclusion tone, verb tense, or make lists. They will kill your task response, which is a common place where students lose marks. So if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Also, check out our CELPIP course in the description that explores task response in a lot more detail for writing and speaking. We have samples written down and hours of videos explaining this very important concept. If you have any questions, feel free to comment. Thank you to the student for her comment or his comment. And I'm going to be responding to all comments, just like I do if you see my channel. I am very active, so if you have anything, feel free to ask. Take care.